Okay, we're having the first stop here at the Magical Mystery Tour with me, with my two grizzled old buddies.
We're grizzly.
Steve and Joe. See the grizzled buddies. There we go.
And we found this.
Yes.
We found this.
We found it. This is like Columbus.
Even though I made him laugh at least a couple of times.
Here we go. We're in Tilton, New Hampshire, and this is the Tilton Memorial Monument that Joe has written all about in his books, by Joe Citro's books. I'll put a link to a website so you can buy his books. There's Joe right there, the man who has led us to the Tilton Memorial.
Let us.
He has let us. And this
when
is,
you come to Tilton, do not look for the arch on Arch Street. We discovered that was a dead end.
That's right. So here we go. I'm going to
wait. It was Arch to Memorial was the dead end. Don't think that the Arch Tilton Memorial is on Arch or.
See, this is what I've been putting up with for hours now. They don't know where the hell they're going. I'm in the back seat of a Toyota. Please help me.
That could have been his tomb. This could have been Tilton's tomb. What?
Okay, we're now at the arch, as you can see, quite a monument. And as you can see, there is this sarcophagus-looking building element. And this is where Mr. Tilton, who founded the town of Tilton, was going to be buried, except after his death, it was determined that this arch was not actually built in the town of Tilton. That it was built over the line. Okay, throughout this Magical Mystery Tour, naturally, you got to read Joe's books. So this is just a tease for you to read Joe's books. Okay, we're in the car heading toward where, Joe?
Gilmanton, New Hampshire.
And what is the significance?
Well, it's Peyton Place, for one thing. This was the home of Grace Metalius when she wrote Peyton Place.
And wasn't she basically ostracized after she wrote this novel that was in turn based on all the small town peccadillos?
Oh, of course she was. And her house, I understand, is haunted. But this is not why I choose to go to Gilmanton.
Why are we choosing to go there?
Because it's the birthplace of Herman Mudgett.
Who is?
H.H. Holmes, who is the maker of the Murder Castle in Chicago during the Chicago World's Fair. He's labeled by some as America's first serial killer, but personally I don't think he really fits the definition of a serial killer. But the castle is gone. There are only pictures of it left. But the house where he was born still stands, and we're going to be looking at it.
Okay, way cool.
Now, one other thing, Mike. We were here a few years ago, and we discovered they still hate Grace Metalius here in the town of Gilmanton. In fact, we went to the Historical Society and we lucked into what seemed to be the only woman in town that would talk to us about Grace Metalius, and she actually drove us out to her grave as well. And she had an amazing clip file of everything that had happened around the Peyton Place novel and movie and so on. But the Historical Society, had that woman not been there that day on call to come in and talk to us, would not have spoken to us about Grace Metalius. They were happy to talk about H.H. Monroe, mass murderer, but not Grace Metalius. Does that kind of put it in context for you?
Yes, it does, Steve.
Yeah, I think it does too.
Okay, Joe, so which one is it? The one with the
red car and the American flag.
500.
That is the birthplace house
of Herman Mudgett.
Considered maybe the first serial killer?
Maybe the first serial killer.
Wow.
Now, this is an inn, or it was last time I visited town. And I ran into a caretaker there at the inn who showed me a little stool that had belonged to Mudgett with his name on it.
I remember that.
Did you see that?
Yeah. You walked me over and the guy was there.
So we are in the town that inspired Peyton Place, one of the most explosive novels of the 1950s.
And if you walk over here, you'll get just a wonderful view of this tight little town. It's a wonderful little town. That house was for sale the first time I came to Gilmanton.
I could have bought
Well, this is great. This hand is great.
Then you just wanted me to sign this other book?
Yeah, the other one I'm going to sell the extra.
We're at the Museum of Cryptozoology here in Portland, Maine, run by Lauren Coleman, one of the acknowledged experts in the field.
Oh, right. Oh, that's
That's what I was trying to wrestle with.
right. One of these is signed. I want to make sure that it.
Take a look. This is a real Fiji mermaid. This is the type of thing that P.T. Barnum put together to fool people into thinking that it was a real carcass of a real mermaid. In reality, it's a fish and a monkey. We're at Coast City Comics, and Bissette's fame is so overwhelming. He is going to be sketching Swamp Thing on the table owned by the owner of Coast City Comics.
We literally just brought in a collection, and there were a bunch of the Swamp Thing in there, actually. So, you know what?
Oh, we'll sign those too.
Okay.
Bissette, how does it feel to be so infinitely famous and beloved?
I still gotta wipe my own. Well, we won't go there because there's kids here.